A lawsuit filed with zero intention of winning in court. A billionaire purchasing the silence of a journalist. And a legal weapon designed to bankrupt you for telling the truth. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how the justice system has been hijacked by the ultra-wealthy to crush dissent, and why your right to free speech effectively ends the moment you cannot afford a $200 an hour lawyer. You are about to see the blueprint for how money buys immunity. Stop thinking this only happens to famous whistleblowers or corporate rivals. Look at your own life. Look at the review you just left for a contractor. Look at the tweet you posted, complaining about a local business. Imagine you speak out against a factory polluting your neighborhood's water. You are right, you have the facts. But 2 days later, a courier arrives at your door. You are being sued for defamation. The damages claimed are $5 million. You didn't lie. But that doesn't matter. To prove you didn't lie, you need to hire a defense attorney. You need to pay a retainer of $50,000. You need to pay for discovery. You need to pay for depositions. You don't have $50,000. So, what do? You delete the post. You sign an apology. You shut up. The factory keeps polluting. The legal system is not protecting your rights in this scenario. It is being used as a financial weapon to assault you. They are not suing you to get justice. They are suing you to check the balance of your bank account and force you into submission. To understand how this extortion works, we have to look at the mechanics of lawfare. It is a game of attrition. It operates in 3 ruthless steps. Step 1 is the setup, the asymmetry. The aggressor, usually a large corporation or a wealthy individual, knows they have a massive advantage, capital. They view legal fees as a cost of doing business. For you, a lawsuit is a life-altering crisis. For them, it is a line item on a spreadsheet. They file a lawsuit that is legally weak, but procedurally complex. They don't need a good case. They just need a long one. They choose a jurisdiction that is expensive to travel to. They file it in a court that is friendly to plaintiffs. They set the board so that simply showing up to play costs you everything you have. Step 2 is the trick. The process is the punishment. This is the core of the scam. The goal is not to get a verdict from a judge. The goal is to make the pre-trial process so agonizing that you surrender. They bury you in paperwork. It's called paper terrorism. They demand 10 years of your emails. They demand access to your hard drives. They schedule depositions on the other side of the country and then cancel them 10 minutes before you arrive. Every email your lawyer reads costs you money. Every motion they file costs you money. They bleed you dry. They turn the clock against you. They know that eventually you will run out of money before they run out of patience. Step 3 is the proof. You think this is illegal? It has a name. It is called a SLAPP suit. Strategic lawsuit against public participation. The term was coined in the 1980 by professors George Pring and Penelope Kanan, who noticed a disturbing trend. Valid citizens were being sued into silence. But let's look at the ultimate smoking gun of lawfare. Look at the case of Chevron Corporation v. Stephen Donziger. In 2011, an Ecuadorian court ordered Chevron to pay billions for environmental damage. Stephen Donziger was the lawyer who won that case. Chevron didn't just appeal. They launched a counterattack strategy. They explicitly stated their goal was to demonize Donziger. They sued him in New York under RICO laws designed for the mafia. They hired a private law firm to prosecute him. They deployed over 60 law firms and 2,000 legal professionals against one man. The result? Donziger was placed under house arrest for over 900 days. Not for a violent crime, but for a misdemeanor contempt of court charge related to the civil dispute. A corporation successfully used the legal system to deprive a human rights lawyer of his liberty. That is not a theory. That is the historical record. So, what is the result of this weaponized litigation? Silence. The wealth transfer here isn't just money. It is the transfer of truth. The bad doctor keeps operating because patients are too scared to leave a review. The fraudster CEO keeps raising money because journalists are afraid of a defamation suit that will bankrupt their publication. The The predator remains in power because the victims cannot afford the deposition fees. The villains exit safely because they have built a paywall around the truth. They have turned the courtroom into a VIP lounge where only the rich are allowed to speak. They don't win because they are right. They win because they are the only ones left standing when the money runs out. We are taught that Lady Justice is blind, that she holds a scale to weigh the evidence. But in the modern era, she is not weighing evidence. She is weighing gold. If the truth is expensive, then the truth is a luxury good. If you can only defend your rights by spending your life savings, then you do not have rights. You have privileges that can be revoked by anyone with a bigger checkbook. The question isn't, is the system broken? The question is it really equal justice under law if the entrance fee is $1 million?